and business owners would rather left untold. Then a tour of the aforementioned haunted mansion where ghosts of past residents from the 1800s reside, plus a lot of surprises to discover. Next, experience Gertrude's after hours. Did I mention Gertrude is the mansion's most famous ghost? Maybe she'll show up. And you finish up the tour at Gertrude's Lounge in the haunted basement of the mansion with refreshments and Q&A. The trolleys are climate controlled and the mansion is restored to perfection. Check out MinneapolisTrolleyTours.com for more information. Are you one of thousands of individuals who know you have psychic abilities but don't know how to tap into your higher self? Refined Divine is an extremely gifted psychic medium who offers classes that can help you reach your goals. Refined Divine holds classes Monday and Thursday at her 2 locations and via Zoom. Classes consist of manifestation, learning psychic abilities, shadow work, and healing trauma. Refined Divine has helped thousands, and she can help you.
This is Psychic Medium Deb. You can go to refinedivinepsychic.com.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms possible with a low of 71. Then Saturday, another good chance of showers and thunderstorms with a high of 84. If your home is in need of a deep clean, give the cleaning pros at Zero Res a call. This month, get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at $124 when you call 9520-RES or go to ZeroResMinnesota.com and ask for the AM 950 special.
Portions of the following program may be pre-recorded.
The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host, guest, random reptoid, or chupacabra may not necessarily reflect those of AM 950 Radio, its affiliates, or its sponsors. Now, it's time to step into the unknown. There are things people experience but never talk about. A shadow moving in the corner, flickering of the lights, a disembodied voice. We invite you to talk with us. Share your story, share your experience, because this isn't just your story. This is our story. This is GhostBox Radio with Greg Bakken.
Casual Friday. Casual Friday. Casual Friday on GhostBox Radio.
And it is Casual Friday here on GhostBox Radio. How's everyone doing tonight? We are going to have a fantastic program here. But before we get too far into things, Adam, I noticed that the severe thunderstorm watch has went away. Did you notice that?
Yes, I did notice that as well. But, the conditions are still right, especially with the humidities and the dew point levels. So stay sky aware, though, everyone. We could get some real nasty pop-ups.
And that's what Patrick told us beforehand to be.
Yeah, we don't have to put him back in the box this time.
No, it was kind of a I don't know, a kind of a tense moment this afternoon as you let Patrick know that we talk about him on the show, and seeing his reaction to that went over pretty well. I thought.
I never imagined his face would get that red.
Nope, that was really telling there, and now. I think that's a change in our relationship with him, but it's okay as well.
Now we got to get rid of him. Oh well.
So I don't know if you saw my Facebook or anything, but before the show tonight, I was over at Mavericks in Roseville having a delicious roast beef sandwich, and I saw Tim, the owner. That was a lot of fun tonight. Actually, he was really happy that we came out and talked about Sprinkles, the ice cream place, and he even gave us, and I have one for you, some coupons for some free ice cream. So
fantastic! I cannot wait to get over there again.
Yeah, no, it's great, and he's really excited. They're doing a lot of good stuff over there, and I posted a picture of it, and I thought to myself, that roast beef looks very rare because that's how I like it. And I want to just say to those who look at those pictures, just know if you go get a roast beef sandwich at Mavericks, you can get it to any temperature you want. So don't think that everything's coming out the rare way that I like it, but that's a great way to eat it. So
Greg just likes his cow to bleed when he bites into it. So let's just remember all of that.
I'm eating roast beef, not cow. So,
Wait, It's like there's some magical animal where that comes from.
Yeah. So no, it was really good. And we're going to be working with them on some other stuff coming up as well. Folks, don't forget too, tonight we're going to try to give away 2 pairs of tickets to the Renaissance Festival. That starts tomorrow. You're not going to get your tickets tomorrow if you win tonight, just going to tell you. But we have tickets for that. We're going to give them away throughout the show tonight. And so just stick around for that. That's going to be coming up soon. Hopefully you'll still want to stick around. Tonight, our guest needs no introduction because he's not that interesting. So going to bring on now from Pac-Man Paranormal down in West Point, Kentucky, we have Mr. Ernie Pack. How are you tonight, Ernie?
Doing great. How are you, Greg?
Doing very well. Of course, Ernie deserves a introduction. We love to just rip on each other nonstop, back and forth. But the truth of the matter is, Ernie and his wife Denise, they are the owners of probably the most haunted house in Kentucky, the Ditto House, and then right up the road from them, they are caretaking and managing Fort Duffield, which is famous for me for my very first sighting of Bigfoot with Ernie and Shar and Denise. So, as much as I like to joke with him, and he certainly is not shy to give it back, I mean, nothing but pure respect for Ernie and Denise, and really happy. We haven't had you on for a while, actually. We've been able to get guests, so
yeah, that's what I was thinking. You actually got real guests for a change, so
we got. That's if you're showing up on the Friday show, it means that we got guests. So that's fine.
Actually, I know my place. I get it.
Well, here's why Ernie's on tonight, to be perfectly honest, is what we're going to be doing during some Fridays leading up to the Rock Island Esoteric Expo that's going to be in Rock Island, Illinois on October 4th. We're going to be doing some highlights of some of the people going to be there, but Denise, Ernie, myself, Greg Yost, we're kind of doing something that is going to be really fun on October 3rd. We want to talk about it, and we want to talk about the expo as well. Ernie, do you want to lead us into what we're going to be doing on October 3rd over in Illinois?
Sure. We are going to have, it's not only going to be myself, Denise, Greg, Squatchman Greg Yost, also Todd and Leanne Eskew of the Black Wolf Paranormal, who run the public investigations out of the Bell Witch Cave, and Grizzly Chris, who's a pretty well-known Bigfooter himself. And we're going to take our event that we do up at Fort Duffield. It's a very popular event. We do it a few times a year, called Spirits, Squatches, and Stories Around the Campfire. We're taking that on the road to Black Hawk Forest in Rock Island. And we're throwing in the CE5 experiment.
Mm-hmm.
For those who don't know what the CE5 is, it's Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind. And Greg's going to be headlining that. And we're going to try to see if we can't bring out the forest people and maybe some ET activity and maybe some spirit activity. There's a lot of Native American history at that site, and supposedly they've got cryptid activity and UFO reports from up there. So we got the trifecta. We'll see if we can't bring it all out. But mostly it's just going to be a laid-back evening around the campfire, sharing stories and thoughts and theories.
Absolutely. It's going to be fun. So one of the things that I know that you've appeared on, and I'm sorry, this is kind of funny, Haunted Discoveries, you've been a big part of it and whatever else. And, some of the production people on there, and you've made no qualms about telling me how important you are to the production and everything. And that's why the producer of the show in the comments, she certainly knows you. You are Aaron.
Yes. Yeah, I see that. Hello, Amanda.
Like, oh, that is fantastic. I love that. So anyway, doesn't that not just show how how petty of a human being I am. I mean, it really does. I'm not afraid to say that. I mean, come on, right? I mean,
You really are. You really
yeah,
are.
you really are.
Andrew is great. We had a great time when they were here filming, and we've worked with them a few times, and she's great. Be happy to see her again sometime down the road. Who knows?
Yeah, no, and we're gonna have. We had her at Ghost Stories back, I think, in April, after she was away shooting for the show in Kentucky, and then I think she's going to come back to us in December, if I'm not mistaken. So that's really exciting. She really was. It was really impressive what she had shared doing production on Haunted Discoveries and everything. So yeah, no, it's very cool. Denise says the house just seems getting more active. They need to come back, and we're talking about the Ditto House where you are right now. Prior to the start of the show, what happened?
That door right back there, we were talking, and it swung open while we were talking before we went live. I've gone back over and latched it closed again. That's happened a few times to us.
Now, Adam saw it, you saw it. I was busy doing my job, getting ready for the show, so I did not see it. But someone had to try to get this program on the air tonight, and it wasn't going to be Adam, apparently. So,
coming up with new insults for me is what you were doing.
Right, I was in there. Those will show up in the third segment. Here's the question I wanted to ask you with what we're doing on the third, and we're going to talk about the fourth also. Don't forget, folks, because that's the actual expo. The third is kind of a precursor to the expo with our event that's happening. And honestly, Ernie, I do appreciate you naming all the people that I kind of forgot were a part of it. So I apologize for that because they're huge parts of that of the overall story. When you do these, I know that people take pictures, but I've also felt like when it comes to like the CE5 experiments and stuff, that I ask that people don't focus on the, trying to get evidence of it, just live in the moment. When you do these, and you do these a lot up at Fort Duffield, what is your stance on that sort of thing?
Well, we've only actually done one CE5 up at the fort.
But you've done the Bigfoot stuff.
Yeah, we've done the Bigfoot stuff. We encourage people to take a lot of pictures, but with that, and Squatchman, I'm sure you can say it yourself. Squatchman believes that you've got to get it all starts with your energy. You got to kind of go into a meditative state, focus your energy on a positive, unassuming, innocent, you got to put out nothing but goodness.
Yeah.
And be accepted by be accepted by the forest people, and maybe even ask permission to take their picture. Okay. Those kinds of things. And we've had some people, we've had some amazing photos taken up there from everything that looks like an ET to fairies to the forest people themselves.
Yeah.
And the last event we had up there, we had an amazing spirit photo caught. Person in a Civil War uniform, plain as day, in a Union Civil War uniform, standing in front of the mass grave, looked like maybe they were saluting toward the grave.
Okay.
It's about as good as it gets. But
I haven't seen it. If you think of it sometime, could you please send it my way? I'd love to take a look at that.
Absolutely.
Now you said you tell people, you encourage people to take lots of pictures. Meanwhile, in the comments, your wife is saying we usually tell them not to take photos. Then she follows up by saying no photos during squatching. So do you two even know each other?
She's odd. If we are simply Bigfooting, okay?
Yeah.
We don't use white lights.
Yeah.
We don't use thermal imaging. We don't use infrared, anything like that. We feel like that will scare them away. When we're doing these public events like this, though, and we get a group of people, once we get everyone kind of in that same state consciously, then, let's go ahead and see if we can't get some photos. Take some pictures. I mean, people walk around snapping photos at every one of those events, and we always get something that we can, look at as possible evidence.
Now, interesting. Okay, so let's take a look here real fast as I share the screen. So, folks listening on the radio, unfortunately, you're not going to really be able to see this. But I want to share this, Ernie. Your wife sent this over. So, what are we looking at to the left? Is that what we're looking at?
Left. There was no person there, and I wish she would have sent you the picture of the uniformed soldier, or we have a picture of a reenactor wearing the uniform of the 9th Michigan, which is the unit that was at Fort Duffield. And it is identical to that. When you look closely at that photo, you might not be able to tell very well on the screen here if you're watching on Facebook or whatever. But when you look closely at that photo, the details are there. There's a yellow stripe going down the leg of the pants, just like the 9th Michigan's uniform. Everything about it is identical. And
what it looks like to me, at the very least, is would you say that you're kind of looking from the side into the path of the soldier,
quartering away from you, maybe?
Yeah. And his legs are kind of bending a little bit, and arm is
looks like the arm is up. Like we thought at first, like maybe he was playing the bugle, like playing taps or something.
Oh, sure.
But it's, I don't know. I just I was blown away, and the girl who caught the picture is one of our regular guests, and she's been on several different investigations with us, and she's very good at what she does. She's very serious about it, and she was blown away herself when she caught it.
That is great. I love that. That's really cool. And, I mean, folks, we talk about this stuff all the time, just as we did our investigation of Anoka last night, as Denise and Ernie are out there basically every weekend over at Fort Duffield doing this sort of stuff that, Ernie, I get so many people who say to me, I want to do this. I want to check this out. I want to experience that. And really the only way to experience that is to go to an event, your event, our event, whatever, or the Rock Island event, but you got to do it to be able to have that opportunity to experience it.
Yes. Because paranormal, I'm not going to spend a lot of time going deep in the weeds on this, but paranormal activity is all around us all the time.
Yeah.
Okay. And you've got to really be looking for it, though, to know when you're experiencing it most of the time, because usually it's very subtle. But you go to one of these events and you're with a group of like-minded people. They get their energy levels and their vibrations and their frequencies at the right level to where you can cross into that world. And you are way more likely to have an experience that you can, tangible,
absolutely, and that's why we're politely asking people to come to these events, and to do so, it's also a way to ensure that more events happen as well. Why don't we do this? First of all, folks, if you are interested in going to the Minnesota Renaissance Festival, we're giving away a pair of tickets right now. Call in, fifth caller, 952-946-6205. 952-946-6205 for your chance. It's the first of 2 pairs of tickets we're giving away tonight. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to continue our conversation with Ernie Pack. We're going to be talking about the Rock Island Esoteric Expo on October 4th, and we're going to keep talking about our experiences as well. It's Casual Friday. You're listening to GhostBox Radio on AM 950. Greg Bakken here. I love historic tours of Minneapolis and seeing everything it has to offer. But if you know me, I like to include a little spooky in my tours, which is why I found the perfect combination. Minneapolis Trolley Tours does this amazing candlelight ghost tour that you have to check out. It's an extremely immersive experience. It's a trolley trip that starts out at a haunted mansion, traveling around Minneapolis locations, exposing ghost stories that the public and business owners would rather left untold. Then a tour of the aforementioned haunted mansion where ghosts of past residents from the 1800s reside, plus a lot of surprises to discover. Next, experience Gertrude's After Hours. Did I mention Gertrude is the mansion's most famous ghost? Maybe she'll show up. And you finish up the tour at Gertrude's Lounge in the haunted basement of the mansion with refreshments and Q&A. The trolleys are climate controlled and the mansion is restored to perfection. Check out MinneapolisTrolleyTours.com for more information.
Step into a world where magic and merriment come alive. Discover fantastical creatures, behold thrilling jousts, and meet your favorite characters of old. From rib-tickling gestures to spellbinding performances, the adventure never ends. Make memories that will last through the ages at the most magical village on earth, the Minnesota Renaissance Festival. Plan your visit today at RenaissanceFest.com. Huzzah!
Have you ever met someone who not only can help you on a deep spiritual level, but also potentially change your life? Refined Divine is an extremely gifted psychic medium who travels the nation and lives right here in the Midwest. And she offers mediumship, mentorship, house and business parties, energy healing, palm readings, and so much more. Refined Divine has helped thousands, and she can help you.
Hi, this is Psychic Medium Deb. I cannot wait to hear from you. You can go to refineddivinepsychic.com.
Greg Bakken here. Like you, I love good, fresh, delicious food. So I want to tell you about this treasure in Roseville called Maverick's Real Roast Beef. Maverick's has the best roast beef sandwiches I've ever had. Made fresh, every order. Add fries or onion rings dropped in the fryer when ordered, and you have a winning combination. Maverick's Real Roast Beef has a lot more than roast beef, so check out their website, mavericksbeef.com, or check out their restaurant on Lexington in Roseville.
Casual Friday. Casual Friday. Casual Friday on GhostBox Radio.
And it is Casual Friday here in GhostBox Radio, as we have special guest tonight, Ernie Pack. We're also giving away tickets to the Minnesota Renaissance Festival. And if you ask nicely, I'm sure Ernie will be a tour guide for the Renaissance Festival since he lived during the Renaissance era. So I'm sure that he can show us what it was really like. So
yeah, I can tell you.
You do that for us? Yeah.
I can do that.
It's kind of you.
I remember those days well.
You know, it's what a jerk I am, quite frankly. You know, I agree. Yeah, I'm sure you would. We're going to be together again, just as you know, as it should be, at a convention. Hope, and the good news is the Rock Island Expo is going to have probably about 1,000 more people attending than the Salina, Kansas one that we met at. So there's that going for us. So yeah, it should be really crowded. It's gonna be big. They're bringing the Devils on the Run tour with Annabelle. That in and of itself is going to bring in quite a crowd, and it's just a really good expo. I mean, it's a different kind of Paracon. It's not celebrity driven, although you're going to be there. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. I had to throw you and I double heading the. My name shows up on all their promo stuff, like the 71st, name down. Yeah, but it's 70th. I'm slightly above, and that's just cool. Because I got to get haunted tattoo. You bought that 70th place, didn't you? Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. But honestly, and you bring up a very good point for once, is that it's the whole point of the Rock Island Esoteric Expo is to be, and this isn't a disparagement of other Paracons, but the idea was, how can we make this different? How can we have it more driven for educational purposes? And like you said, not celebrity driven. Once again, There are reasons for conventions like that. It is not saying that those are bad, but what this is showcasing the people who are in the field every day, who are, they're not on a TV show. I was gonna say they haven't written a book. A number of them have actually, but maybe their stuff hasn't been seen as on a wider scale. This is meant to really get you to know people who are really every day looking at all aspects of the paranormal to further the field.
Exactly. It's boots on the ground people that are actually out there going into people's homes who have activity and trying to, find answers for those residents or whatever the case might be. It's people who are actually out in the woods looking for Bigfoot on the weekends or even through the week, just whenever they get time. People who spend their time researching with MUFON. It's actual investigators. Plus, there's a lot of great vendors. I mean, the vendors, I forget how many vendors there are, but it's a lot of vendors. And it's a wide variety. It runs the gamut from food vendors to rocks and crystals and you name it.
Absolutely.
And everything in between. But it's not to say that there's not going to be celebrities there, because there will be. Patty Negri is going to be there.
Yeah.
There's going to be several people that you've heard of if you've paid attention to the paranormal entertainment side of things. There's going to be plenty of people you've heard of.
Absolutely.
But it's more about it's not going to be long lines to get someone's picture and autograph. It's going to be lots of people that you can mingle with.
I mean, except the Pac-Man Paranormal table. That's
Yeah, it'll be packed.
Yeah,
See what I did there?
Yeah, that was good. That was good stuff.
Yeah.
That, and the thing is, okay, so we talked about the event we're doing on the 3rd, but you and a number of people are going to have a panel on the 4th. That is, it's like 2 hours long, talking about Squatch and stuff, right?
Yeah, it's a Bigfoot roundtable, and 2 hours is not enough because Squatch Man's going to be there.
Yeah.
And Squatch Man, I mean, for anyone who doesn't know about Greg Yost, we've talked about him on this show several times. He is the Squatch whisperer. I mean, the guy can just talk to them and they respond. They'll show themselves. They'll do something for him. They give him gifts. He's amazing. And once he gets started talking, people are going to want to hear that. Yeah. But it's going to be him, myself, Denise, Todd and Leanne Eskew, and Grizzly Chris, I think, are going to be that panel. Mm-hmm. And who knows, we might have some more people popping in and out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be good. One of the things I'm going to be doing the over the day is I'm going to be doing live broadcasts from the event that we're going to be pulling in people who are vendors, who are investigators, just to showcase some of the talent that we have at this event. Yeah, it's good. Thank you, Denise. I'm so glad that some people can remember important. I mean, and I mean, were you saving that as a surprise, Ernie or Aaron? I don't even know what to call you anymore, Aaron. But
it was an intentional omission because you omitted Todd and Leanne and Grizzly.
I did, and I felt actually really bad about that. So
I didn't feel bad about omitting you.
Yeah, no, you even if I did say their name, you wouldn't have felt bad about omitting me from the panel. Yeah, so no, it's going to be, and that's the thing about it. I mean, it's going to be a big celebration of paranormal. It's a big celebration of people who have devoted their lives to doing this. And this is the thing that I feel like that we have to remind folks sometimes is that if people do paranormal as a hobby, that's quite all right. But to people like us, this is not a hobby. This is our life. This is our lifestyle. This is what we live and breathe. On Sunday, I'm going to be joining some people. We're doing a house, some housework for, at a paranormal location in terms of trying to, see what kind of spirits are there and stuff. We're still actively doing stuff in the community. And this isn't just something that's like Friday night we do it. Like you said, during the week, they're looking for Squatch, whatever it is. And these are the people that, you really do want to see, because there is, it's a unique perspective and everyone has something a little bit different to offer to this.
Exactly. And people that are curious about the paranormal but not involved with it, they tend to see the paranormal entertainment on YouTube or the TV shows or whatever, and think that's the way it's done, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
And there's a whole lot more to it once you're out there. And those folks with the YouTube channels and the paranormal TV shows, they've started where we were, and they do things the way that we do them, but you don't see that on TV because that stuff's not entertaining. It's boring because most of the time we're sitting in a dark room talking to ourselves, or sitting in the middle of the woods with getting ate up by mosquitoes with nothing happening.
Yeah.
But this event will give everybody a chance to pull someone aside and ask them questions and talk. None of us are going to be too busy to answer your questions or sit down and talk and talk about theories, and we can learn from you.
Well, and I find with going to these events and stuff, people love to tell their story, right? And sometimes they'll come with like albums and stuff, and they might want to show you pictures and stuff like that. And I think what we offer also is some kind of form of therapy, because I think there's a lot of people who, and Ernie, I'm sure you get this a lot, is people will be like, I just wasn't sure if I was crazy, right. That sort of thing, and they're looking to us to help them make sense of stuff that they can't really fully articulate in their minds.
Right. And you come to a place like Rock Island, we're all crazy there, so don't be afraid to talk to us. We've all experienced the same things.
Yep.
We've all been down the same path, and we can answer your questions. We might not know all the answers, but we can lead you in the right direction to find the answers, maybe. And there's a lot of times when people will come up and they'll show me a picture or something that is clearly not paranormal. I can debunk it in a heartbeat, and sometimes that's hard.
It is hard
because they really want show you, they're really proud of this picture they caught, and they want to show it to you, and it's like, well, that's interesting. How do you answer it? It puts you in a bind sometimes, but still, I feel like if someone's coming to me at an event like that, as an experienced investigator, it's kind of my job to point out why it's not paranormal and do it in as nice a way as I can without hurting their feelings or dashing their dreams.
I tend to just look at it and be like, have you considered that it might be this? And my rule of thumb though is, if they still are like, oh no, it can't. I'm just like, sure,
yeah.
For it. That reflection looks an awful lot like you, but whatever,
yeah,
whatever, that's fine.
The lady in white in the mirror that they see at that place all the time. You very well might have caught that. Yes.
There was a time at a theater in Wisconsin, well-known theater in Wisconsin that's haunted, and they have a picture of this lady on the stairwell that is a kind of like a light, like a shimmering light in stairwell, and like this stuff is, and the woman there who is curator, she's like, this is like one of our most famous ghost pictures, and I debunked it in a minute, and I showed him. And I realized, because I did that not because I wanted to be a jerk about it, because I was so proud that I knew exactly what it was. Right. And then when you're done with it, you're like, oh, okay, because it wasn't more. It was only for me, right? It's only for my own satisfaction. And I just looked at her and said, don't worry, I won't tell anybody. I won't share that, because she was just like, she was just so crestfallen. She's like, oh, yeah, you're right.
To be fair, I've debunked my own evidence, and just as heartbroken. We had a picture at Fort Duffield once that, at first glance, I could show you that picture anytime. At first glance, it looks like a Union soldier leaning back around a tree, peeking around the tree at you, clear as a bell. Well, Denise and I said, well, let's go up there and just double check, make sure there's no logical explanation. And before we got within 50 feet of it, I could see a tree stump sticking around there. And I was like, yep, well, there it is. And it just broke my heart because I thought we had something awesome, you know.
I had the same sort of thing, and I use this in our class now. That I was in, I think I was in Omaha or in Nebraska somewhere with mutual friend Christy, and it was in the middle of the night in the cemetery, and we took a picture, and there was just this wonderful like cornfield just on the other side of the road of it, and there was this black mass in the middle of it, and you couldn't see it with your eye. And we're like, what on earth is that? And we took another picture of it, and like, oh my God, what is that? And finally, it took a lot longer than I'd care to tell you. It was actually a bird feeder that was in the cemetery, so that it was like in the shot all the time. It was like, yeah, and it was like, you know, and I know pareidoia mainly is about faces, but I call that pareidoia because it's like it led you to believe something, but it was absolutely not that at all. And it's like, yeah, you got to do that because you don't want to be walking around showing off stuff that isn't real. That isn't, I mean, it doesn't do anything for your reputation or for the field at all.
No, there's enough fraud and non-evidence put out there on social media and in media in general.
Yeah.
That in the field, you know, we're trying to reach some sort of legitimacy with the general public and step away from being a pseudoscience into a real scientific type of exploration. And it's just, I don't know. It makes it sets us all back every time something is promoted as evidence when you can clearly find reasons why it's not.
Absolutely. And I try not to bring this up in the shows, but I think a great example of this recently is the unfortunate passing of Dan, and seeing how mainstream media has picked that up because they want it to be something that it's not.
Right.
And it's like, how do we make an impression? And I want to get your opinion on this, and then we'll take a break. So in other words, Aaron, don't take too long on this.
All right.
But how do we as investigators combat that, trying to keep people to appreciate what paranormal investigation is when we are constantly being barraged by, you know, mainstream media trying to sensationalize something that doesn't even need to be sensationalized at all? What are your thoughts on that?
All we can do is keep being as honest and truthful about what we do and what we discover and what our theories are, and reach out to as many people as possible. That's like this expo. You know, if you're curious, if you're a skeptic and you don't believe any of this stuff is real, well, come to the expo, tell us why, and we'll tell you why we think we're right.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, communication is really the only way you can do it. And it's hard to do it calmly sometimes when stuff is so sensationalized as Dan's death was.
Yeah. And two, I always say, I'm not trying to convert you, but come with an open mind. And from there, let's have a conversation. You know, that's all you can really do or say about it. Why don't we do this? Let's give away the second pair of Minnesota Renaissance Festival tickets. Give us a call. Let's go for caller number 3 this time. Let's shake it up a little bit. 952-946-6205. 952-946-6205. Give us a call. Talk to Adam. Get some Minnesota Renaissance Festival tickets. It's going to be a great season for it. Penn and Teller, I think, is there this weekend as well. Give us a call. We'll take a break. When we come back, more conversation with Ernie Pack over at Pac-Man Paranormal, talking about the Rock Island Esoteric Expo. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
What if one day could open your heart, spark your spirit, and connect you to your most authentic self? That day is Saturday, August 23rd from 10 to 6 at the Litz Rock Shops Woo Woo Festival at the Taylors Falls Memorial Community Center, located at 312 Government Street in Taylors Falls. Explore tarot, oracle, psychic, and mediumship readings. Listen to inspiring speakers covering fascinating metaphysical topics. Soak in the calm tones of live hand pan music. Shop handcrafted goods, crystals, metaphysical tools, books, and more. It's just $5 cash at the door as a free will offering. And remember, Taylors Falls is a destination. Come out for the festival and stay to explore the natural beauty, historic charm, and energy of this incredible town. And yes, there will be walking tacos.
The Let's Rock Shops Woo Festival, Saturday, August 23rd from 10 to 6 at 312 Government Street, Taylors Falls Memorial Community Center. Just $5 at the door. Come for the woo, stay for the wonder, and the walking tacos.
This year, the magic is calling you like never before. Craft your own magic at the Wicked Wand Workshop and race for glory at the Ninja Warrior Challenge. Feast on hearty turkey legs and cheer on live combat jousts. There's something for everyone in our magical village. Bring your family, bring your friends, and create memories that will last through the ages. The Minnesota Renaissance Festival, weekends August 16th through September 28th. Don't miss the adventure. Get your tickets at renaissancefest.com.
Greg Bakken here. I love historic tours of Minneapolis and seeing everything it has to offer. But if you know me, I like to include a little spooky in my tours, which is why I found the perfect combination. Minneapolis Trolley Tours does this amazing candlelight ghost tour that you have to check out. It's an extremely immersive experience. It's a trolley trip that starts out at a haunted mansion, traveling around Minneapolis locations, exposing ghost stories that the public and business owners would rather left untold. Then a tour of the aforementioned haunted mansion where ghosts of past residents from the 1800s reside, plus a lot of surprises to discover. Next, experience Gertrude's After Hours. Did I mention Gertrude is the mansion's most famous ghost? Maybe she'll show up. And you finish up the tour at Gertrude's Lounge in the haunted basement of the mansion with refreshments and Q&A. The trolleys are climate controlled and the mansion is restored to perfection. Check out MinneapolisTrolleyTours.com for more information.
Casual Friday. Casual Friday. Casual Friday on GhostBox Radio.
And join us Monday on GhostBox Radio with Greg Bakken. We're going to have on author Mark Seifer. We're going to be talking about a book that he's written about Nikola Tesla. It's going to be very interesting. Tuesday, we're going to be talking to the great nephew of Bram Stoker. We're going to be talking to Dacre Stoker. That's a fantastic conversation. I already recorded that. On Wednesday, one question reading with Refined Divine. Thursday, we're doing a replay with author Tanis Halliwell. We're going to be talking about her friendship with a real leprechaun. It's a very interesting conversation there. And then we'll wrap up on Friday. We're going to be live from the Swenson House in southern part of Minnesota. I'm saying it that way because I'm not exactly sure where it is, but we've investigated there so many times, and it's such a wonderful place, and great people run that location. We'll be talking with them as well on Friday. And we have Ernie Pack with us tonight, and we're talking about the Rock Island Esoteric Expo. And Denise says that you look like an angry schnauzer. Are you not happy to be on the show?
I'm thrilled to be on the show.
Why are you angry?
I don't know what she's talking about.
I mean, she should know you better than anybody. So I don't.
Yeah, she knows I'm a happy, joyful, cheery guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you look it.
I describe myself as bubbly.
Bubbly. You're effervescent is what you are.
Yes, I am like an Alka-Seltzer.
You are like but yeah, we'll just leave it at that. One thing I haven't done, Ernie, is once again, it's the Rock Island Roadhouse Esoteric Expo. That's October 4th. Go over on Facebook and just type in Rock Island Roadhouse, or just even Rock Island. I'm sure it will come up there as well. So you can see all the details. It's going to give you a link through Extreme Ticketing to get your tickets and stuff. And one thing I wanted to mention, when we were talking about, you had said that coming out to Rock Island and sharing your experiences and stuff, it's a great way for you to for them to kind of learn different things from different investigators. But also, there's going to be so many people from so many parts of the country that's going to be out there. You're going to probably be able to find someone who isn't too far from where you live if you actually need some help as well.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's, golly, I cannot tell you how many different.
Golly, what are you? What are you, Gomer Pyle over there?
Yeah, golly. I mean, seriously, there are going to be so many different investigators from around the country there. There are speakers every hour, all day long, in multiple different rooms. So you got multiple opportunities to go in and hear about tarot readings, or you name it, any aspect of the paranormal. There's someone talking about it at Rock Island. It's going to be a really awesome chance for people to get out and experience something that maybe they are curious about and not really sure about.
Absolutely. Here's the thing, kind of switching gears a little bit, as I've told the story so many times in the program of the first time that I saw a forest friend over at Fort Duffield. Now you all are out there and you are, doing stuff to bring them forward and whatnot. But when we were out there, none of us had that on our mind, right?
No, we were showing you guys, you and Shar and Kim was there. We were showing you guys around the fort and took you back to the mass grave and to the memorial cemetery, hoping to maybe catch a glimpse of a Civil War spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And we had not had a Bigfoot sighting at the fort yet. That was shortly after we had gotten the contract to host the investigations up there, and we had not had a Bigfoot experience up there yet.
Yeah.
And this fella just walked right out into the moonlight, and we were all kind of blown away. We just stood there with our mouths agape pointing at it. Nobody said anything. We just all pointed
at the same time, four of us. Yeah, incredible, absolutely incredible. And one of the things too that I think is important to kind of talk about, and this is more in Mr. Yost's category, and I'm sure yours as well, I guess, the idea that the forest friends that we're going to try to communicate with on October 3rd, it's not unheard of that the ones that you all are communicating with at Duffield or in other places that you normally go to, that those are the ones that you're calling to Rock Island.
No, it's not. We are firmly convinced they are interdimensional. Whether you want to say that they travel through portals or what, but they're energy beings. They're not just a flesh and blood creature, although they can appear as one.
Mm-hmm.
And Squatch Man, Greg Yost, has communicated with his one particular friend, Big Red, he calls him, from Washington State to Pennsylvania to Tennessee to Kentucky, Indiana, and all points in between, different places he's been.
Yeah.
The same forest person. And, it's hard to wrap your head around that until you've been out there and realize and kind of get at least a glimmer of an understanding of what they are and how they manifest, I guess.
Yeah. It's and that's the thing about it. And you kind of touch on the understanding aspect of it. And I feel like that the thing that people may want to consider doing is take everything, all the conventional stuff that you know about as far as like traveling and distance and judging a book by its cover, and throwing it out the window and starting fresh. And just like if you're at one of your events, or you're able to see Greg Yost do it, or all the above, that's where you need to start relearning. And we've talked about this so many times. For myself, it suddenly made sense about, we always say energy is the same across the board. Well, that weekend showed me how trying to bring forth a Sasquatch is no different than trying to bring forth the spirit.
No, you have to present yourself as someone they would want to talk to or want to interact with, want to show themselves to, just like you do a spirit. You go out like you're hunting an animal. If you were ghost hunting, you wouldn't pack a gun with you. You wouldn't set traps for them or anything like that, would you? No. You want to go in there and you sit down and you introduce yourself and you invite them to interact. You let them know you're there in peace and you mean them no harm. And if they accept you, they will show themselves.
Yeah. And what do you think have you given any thought, or has Denise given any thought, that night that we were out there in June and we saw that wonderful being walk out into the moonlight, just like perfectly? Have you ever given any thought to why that happened at that moment, at that time, and with us?
Yeah. And Squatchman talks about all the time. High positive energies. Nikola Tesla talked about this. High positive energies attract one another. They say that opposites attract and all that, but two high positives will attract also. And all of us, we had spent a great weekend. We were all in a good mood and had a good energy about us. We had our frequencies up. We were putting out nothing but good positive energy, and they respond to that.
Yeah.
And I think that you and Shar wanted that so badly. And, in talking with us, we talk about the forest people a lot, had been talking about the forest people a lot. I think you were really hoping for something like that, and they knew it.
Yeah.
So they gave it to you.
So basically, the high vibration, being able, and that's something that we're going to be working through on October 3rd, because when doing CE5 experiments, the thing that I think people may not quite understand, and you talk about this when we talked earlier about the Sasquatch one, is that it's some people might not be able to wrap their head around the love part about it. When you're thinking about aliens, you're not maybe thinking about kind of a sit-in, a love-in, where people are just feeling good, and you entice them. And even that's not quite the right word, because that almost feels like an ulterior motive.
You invite
them. Yeah. You invite them because they see, just as you had just explained about all of us being there at that time, we don't want them to show up so that we can make them into a trophy. We want them to show up because we truly want to experience their presence.
Absolutely.
Down to, yeah.
And the CE5, just briefly, the CE5, for those who have no clue about it, it's basically a process where it's like a group meditation focused on one result. That result, in this case, being having some type of alien contact. And you do that in various ways. There's different ways to do the CE5, but I'm not sure what you have up your sleeve for that event, but I'm sure it's going to be awesome.
We're going to use Spirit Box.
That works.
And Spirit Box, and we're also going to
before.
What's that?
It's worked for you before.
It has worked for me before, and it worked when we had the second night of forest friend encounters, and getting them to respond to us in a language that we can understand through the Spirit Box. There's something truly magical about that. So we're going to do that. The last time I tried a CE5 with Spirit Box, it wasn't quite as, it was successful, but it was also pretty scary. So it was a darker one for sure. So you got to be careful. And I always say, careful for what you wish for, because you might get it. But that's not meant to scare people away or make people think that this is, one of those, provoking sort of situations as well. We do everything in our power to make things safe, but also to make it safe for anyone we're trying to invite over as well.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just the unknown sometimes that can be a little frightening.
Mm-hmm. It is. And sometimes that's what heightens it.
Real harm. I'm sorry. I don't think there was any real threat to you after your first one, but it was definitely unnerving.
Well, I mean, after the first one, they've never let me go. So, they still see them. So, I mean, there is that aspect to it. But that's another conversation for another day. As we're wrapping up here, Rock Island Expo, I keep calling it the wrong thing. Rock Island Roadhouse Esoteric Expo. That's going to be October 4th. Our event is October 3rd. Please go over to Facebook to check it out. Just type in Rock Island Roadhouse and it'll show up for you. Come on out, say hello to us. It's going to be great. Before we let Ernie go, Adam, did we have any winners for tonight?
Yes, we had a pair of winners for tonight. We had Remy from Sauk Rapids, Minnesota, and we had Nancy from White Bear Lake, Minnesota. They were our lucky callers tonight, and they will be getting Renfest tickets dropped in the mail on Monday.
That is fantastic. Thank you for covering off on that, Adam. Greatly appreciate it. Ernie, we got to do this again. This was fun. I missed talking with you.
Well, I missed talking with you. And in fact, I think like Denise says over in the chat, we're going to be talking again Sunday night, aren't we?
We're going to be talking again Sunday night. Go over to Get Haunted Facebook network, and at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, we'll be talking. We'll be doing this exact same conversation again. So
it'll be better.
Oh, you're not going to be on it. Okay. Denise. Okay. Sounds good. See, we just, even though we're running out of time, we're each trying to get the last word in. It's really, really professional, Aaron. All right. So with that, Ernie, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Good to see you as always. We'll be back on Monday talking about Nikola Tesla. Everyone have a fantastic weekend and take care.
Hey, Minnesota, it's your favorite sexy liberal,